Welcome to Teen ypww Lesson 11. I do not own the rights to this music. Today's topic is Our Ministry and Our Witness, Part 2. The lesson text is coming out of Judges chapter 4 and Judges chapter 5. The memory verse is Judges chapter 4, verse 9. I will read the King James Version first and then the New International Version. And she said, I will surely go with thee. Notwithstanding, the journey that thou takest shall not be for thy honor, for the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. And Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. The New International Version. Certainly I will go with you, said Deborah, but because of the course you are taking, the honor will not be yours, for the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman. So Deborah went with Barak to Kadesh. The key for today's lesson: I know what I do best. The focus for today's lesson: I'm here to help. You may not have been called to be a preacher, an evangelist, or a missionary. However, did you know that there is still a call of God upon your life? Your careers may lead you to the hallways of corporate America, industry, Wall Street, finance, the Supreme Court, courts of law, or educational institutions. School, teacher. Wherever the Lord leads you will inevitably have ministry opportunities to help build the kingdom of God. For the sake of clarity, let's define ministry as used in this lesson. Ministry is an act of service. As a believer, you will have opportunities to serve God and His people in some form or fashion. Your acts of service can also be represented by your monetary contributions to the church. God has a divine plan for everyone from every walk of life to be a part of the ministry of the corporate church. Our ministry and our witness can be valuable in every profession. Once again, you must wait in the hallways for an open door and opportunities to serve. You must also determine what you do best and target your abilities to bless the kingdom of God when possible. The backdrop of this lesson is the State of the Union of Israel. Judges 1, chapter 1 through chapter 3. They would follow God wholeheartedly for a season. Then they would drift away spiritually only to experience God's judgment from the oppression of foreign nations. Each time they repented, God would send them a leader who would help them get back on the right track. Deborah was one of these selected leaders. Her first position of distinction is that of a prophetess. She was a wife and a mother of Zion. Her varied experiences equipped her for the amazing task that she performed in this lesson. Deborah was a judge in Israel and the only woman ever chosen for this position. Her daily job duties were civic in nature, administration, and the settlement of disputes. She was known for her keen sense of judgment. One day, God instructed her to leave her job at the government for a season to help the nation of Israel in a military assignment. Knowing the voice of God from her experience as a prophetess, without hesitation, Deborah said yes. She sent for Barak to lead the army. For this military quest, she organized the battle directives and gave him detailed plans for a certain success against the Canaanite armies. After hearing the plans, Barak asked Deborah to go with him into this battle, and she agrees. She then let him know that because of this request, God would give the bragging rights of this victory to a woman. The children of Israel win the battle exactly as Deborah described. Jael, a woman, kills Sisera, the leader of the Canaanite armies, and gets the full credit of victory for this heroic task. Deborah's strong faith gives birth to freedom and a season of peace that lasted 40 years. I'm from the government and I'm here to help. This iconic phrase in past times often brought fear to the recipients of this message. After wars, natural disasters, hurricanes, massive fires, destructive earthquakes, and the like, government officials would arrive on site to assess the damages and offer help to the citizens of the disaster. Their plans for relief and reconstruction would sometimes be more grievous than the disaster itself. In more recent times, governmental help after disasters has greatly improved. Fortunately for the children of Israel, Deborah was a great government official. The Israelites respected her and followed her directives. She was an anointed leader. From her life, we also learn that God will always have a witness in the land, a chosen leader to proclaim His righteousness and His plan. In the midst of idolatry, oppression, and all wrongdoings, there will always be a righteous witness. Deborah makes an assessment of her surroundings, which were bleak. She calls the people to battle, leads them out of idolatry, and restores their dignity as God's chosen people. God put His supernatural power on Deborah's natural abilities, and He will do the same for you today. While enjoying your teen years, start the challenge to find your destiny in life. These are the years that you are privileged to discover your gifts, talents, and abilities that God has blessed you to have. You may have already found the academic area that you are pursuing. If so, this is great. Please know that whatever career path, college, or occupation you choose, there is a divine call upon your life to be a part of the ministry of the corporate church at the levels that God prompts your participation. We see this directive shown in the life of Deborah. She knew her gifts, talents, and abilities. She was a wise businesswoman who was respected in her community. She was a local success. One day, God calls her to use her skills and talents to help the kingdom of God on a military level. Deborah accepted this assignment, knowing what she could do best to make a substantial contribution to her country. This is the resounding and the most impressive witness of the study of Deborah's life, her commitment to duty. The questions for today's lesson. Number 1, which of Deborah's personality traits do you like best? Number 2, was the team effort of Deborah and Barak necessary to win the victory for the children of Israel? Number 3, name a few other women in biblical and contemporary times, the 21st century, who have accomplished great exploits for God, and discuss them. Number 4, women in ministry is a hot topic. Discuss them. The end. God bless you and thank you for joining me today.